If you're telling yourself, I'll start when 2026 begins, pause for a second and listen carefully. 2026 will not magically fix your life. A new year doesn't create a new you. Your daily behavior does. Most people treat the new year like a reset button. They believe motivation will suddenly appear, that discipline will feel easier, that this time will be different. But every year feels the same for one reason. Nothing changes before the year changes. If you want 2026 to actually feel different, you don't need motivation. You don't need a perfect plan. You need to start doing a few uncomfortable but very practical things. Now. 1. Stop building goals for a person you are not. Most people plan their future for their ideal self. The version that wakes up early, never procrastinates, and always feels motivated. That person doesn't exist. At least not yet. The question isn't, who do I want to become in 2026? The real question is, who am I on my worst days? Because that's the version of you that will decide your year. If you struggle with consistency, your system must work on low-energy days. If you overthink, your system must reduce decisions. If you quit when things get boring, your system must make quitting harder than continuing. Stop promising a better personality. Start designing a better environment. 2026 won't be shaped by big dreams. It will be shaped by how you handle ordinary, boring, unmotivated days. 2. Build habits that survive bad days. Most habits fail for one reason. They depend on motivation. You don't need habits that look impressive. You need habits that survive stress, laziness, and low focus. That's why small habits matter. Not, I'll work out every day, but I'll move for 5 minutes. Not, I'll read every night, but I'll read 2 pages. Not, I'll wake up early, but I'll wake up 15 minutes earlier. These habits feel almost too easy. That's the point. Consistency is built by repetition, not intensity. If you can keep one tiny habit alive until the end of this year, you enter 2026 as someone who keeps promises, even small ones. And that identity change matters more than any resolution. 3. Remove friction before adding discipline. Most people try to add discipline to chaos. It never works. Instead of asking, what good habits should I add? Ask, what quietly drains me every single day? For many people, it's endless scrolling, constant comparison, too much information, starting things without finishing them. These don't destroy your life instantly. They slowly drain your focus, your confidence, and your energy. You don't need to quit everything. Just reduce the damage, set limits, create boundaries, remove friction from good behaviors and add friction to bad ones. Progress often comes not from doing more, but from doing less. With intention. 4. Decide what not to carry into 2026. This part is uncomfortable, so most people skip it. Ask yourself honestly, what patterns do I keep repeating every year? What excuses do I keep using? What am I tired of pretending is just how I am? Write them down, not to judge yourself, but to stop lying to yourself. A different year requires different standards, and standards are built before the year begins. If you want 2026 to be different, stop planning for a fantasy version of yourself. Build habits that survive bad days. Reduce what drains you quietly. And decide what you're no longer willing to repeat. Not next year. Not next month. Now. Because the version of you living in 2026 will look back at this moment and remember one thing. This was where it actually started. Catch you in the next one.